Hi there. I wanted to try something new and see if instead of writing all of my thoughts up in my newsletter, I can do a video so I can actually show you guys stuff I'm working on. So the big news, which is also in the header or subject line of my email, is my Eufy printer is here. This is can't really see it completely because it's kind of the side view, but put things on it and it prints. So I have waited 10 months for this printer to arrive. And while there's still plenty of production issues with ink and such, I am very, very excited to have it. So I have been working on a bunch of test things. So one of the cool features of this printer is it can print with depth. So you can create, I'm not gonna see if you can see it actually looks like a painting because it actually has some depth, which is very, very cool. The problem is with production issues and not being able to get ink, I don't really want to use up all of the ink that I have and then just have a brick sitting back there. So I am just doing flat prints for the most part. I've had really great success printing. One of the things that drives me a little bit mad, which if you followed this newsletter long enough, you know, I don't like shiny prints, mostly just from my own experience of assembling puzzles. I never found a great diffused light that lets me actually see the pieces. And so it's like if it's on my table, all I see is a sheen. Of course, you can't see a sheen here. Oh, there you go. But this printer does create a pretty big sheen. So I ended up experimenting with some just very, very simple brush on varnish, matte varnish, and it made it completely flat. So I'm very excited about that. It was very inexpensive and it takes me 2 seconds. I brush it across the top. I did find with the laser cutting, it does seem to burn it off a little bit. So I actually can put the varnish on afterward. It doesn't really seep into the cracks and it makes it so pretty and so flat. Everything I wanted. So it's very, very cool. There's nothing plasticky about it. And it feels like it's just painted on wood. And I just think that is very, very, very cool. So this is some of artwork that I did on the iPad. So just gonna go through, show you some other things I've printed. So photos are one of the things I'm excited. Photos are one of the things I'm excited to do more of because again, I really, really struggled with paper. I know there are a million cutters out there that do paper. I could never figure it out. But again, that whole matte thing is part of my problem. And that's a personal problem. More prints here. The color is just really, really beautiful. So here's an example of one that I didn't put any white on the background. So the white ink is very expensive and it gets used up very quickly. So I'm just using white gesso on the back of boards, sanding them down, and then I'm not using white ink at all to print, which significantly reduces the cost. It reduces the printing time. A print like this might take, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes, which I think is pretty darn good. But you can see I decided to try one without the white at all. It's definitely more dull, but you can see the wood coming through a bit more. And it's not bad. I mean, this one clearly brighter, prettier, but I don't mind this one at all. Just gonna show you a couple other quick ones. I mean, I'm knocking these out. What are you? I got some tissue on that one. I mean, I'm just knocking them out. And this is all my artwork. A lot of it done in on the iPad, but also some of this just hand painted and scanned in. And I think that's all of them. But it's, it's been really fun because I like to experiment and I just waste a ton of wood. And this has been much more successful in the way that it prints and the way that it cuts. And so I'm not wasting as much. So here's an example, just one on here, where the colors, this was hand painted. And so when I scanned it in, the colors just weren't quite as vibrant. And so I just went back I use Affinity for photo editing just brought up the contrast a little bit. Still just one layer of color, and you can just see that, I mean, it's dramatic and it's beautiful. It's just so vibrant. And I have not put the varnish on this one. So again, you can just see that it's very shiny. Yeah, just going to town. I'm saying right now, most of my prints are going on 6mm, like 1/4 inch wood for hand cutting, but I am experimenting with laser as well. Laser seems to cut through beautifully. I did have to change my settings slightly to slow the laser to cut through just maybe a bit more, because that resin print layer probably gives the laser a little more of a challenge. I also saw someone online used a gloss layer and then applied like foils that you would use for like embossing. I didn't have quite as much luck as the guy online, but they have this ink called Flexible White, and that's on back order. And then once that arrives, that's supposed to be a little stickier. And so I'm excited to add shiny glitter stuff to some of my puzzles as well and see if that actually holds up. Anyway, I hope you like this format. I hope it was interesting, and maybe I will continue to do this method. I can't remember what I did a month ago, so the newsletters are becoming a little bit challenging for me to just write things up. And so I thought maybe these could be a little more consistent, and I could share a bit more this way. So I hope you all have a great day and stay creative.